What if I told you that some of the busiest US airports have turned into ghost towns with no warning, no travel bans, and no global pandemic to blame? That millions of tourists vanished overnight, leaving empty terminals, shuttered shops, and stunned locals wondering what went wrong. This isn't fiction. This is 2025. Over 3 million international tourists from Canada, Europe, and Asia have canceled trips to the United States this year alone. But why, and which airports are suffering the most? Stay with me as we uncover the shocking reality behind this quiet collapse. Once hailed as the gateway to America, JFK International Airport now sits eerily quiet. In 2025, New York City is expected to lose more than $25 billion in tourism revenue. The terminals, once alive with the hum of international travelers, now echo with empty footsteps. No lines at the passport counters, no excited kids asking about Disney castles, no shoppers roaming Fifth Avenue. Flights from Europe and Canada are being cancelled quietly. A British tourist summed it up perfectly: America doesn't feel as welcoming anymore. Los Angeles International Airport, the iconic gateway to the West Coast, has been hit hard. Flights between Toronto and LAX are down 76%. The Canadian government's travel advisories, a weak Canadian dollar, and soaring US prices have scared many away. Visitors who once dreamed of Hollywood, beaches, and sunshine now describe Los Angeles as unsafe and overpriced. A businessman from Toronto shared, "I won't pay thousands to feel anxious. The trust is gone." And with it, 30% of LA's international visitors. Disney World, once a must-see for families worldwide, is now shockingly empty. Airfare, hotel, and admission costs have skyrocketed, making a Disney trip unaffordable for many. A Texas mom heartbreakingly admitted to lying to her son about Disney being under renovation because she couldn't afford the trip. The magic isn't gone just from Disney, but from the entire city of Orlando, where empty hotels and quiet streets are becoming the new normal. Las Vegas, once the city of lights and endless parties, now looks like a forgotten set after the show has ended. The number of visitors is plummeting, casinos are cutting staff, and souvenir shops are closing early. The biggest reason: safety fears and a loss of trust. International tourists are no longer willing to risk their money and personal security. A once glittering paradise now feels deserted and uneasy. Denver International Airport, the hub for domestic travel, is seeing a sharp decline too. For the first time since 9/11, TSA reports a sustained drop in passengers. Inflation, expensive flights, and poor service are driving Americans to skip air travel altogether. Many now opt for long road trips over flying, choosing to avoid delays, cancellations, and sky-high prices. Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, once buzzing with tech conferences and international visitors, is becoming a ghost town. Flights from Tokyo, Seoul, and London have been slashed. Why? Rising crime near the airport, soaring hotel prices, and a surge in homelessness. Even tech conferences are moving abroad, with many companies now choosing Singapore over Seattle. Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, known for being one of the busiest in the world, is losing its edge. Flights from Europe are down, and domestic travelers are choosing smaller airports. Some airlines are even considering moving their hubs elsewhere, leaving O'Hare quieter than ever before. The heart of America's aviation network is showing dangerous signs of decay. Honolulu International Airport, once filled with Japanese tourists and honeymooners, now operates at a fraction of its former glory. Flights from Asia have been cut dramatically. High costs, cultural tensions, and unfriendly travel policies have created a divide. Hawaii, once the crown jewel of US tourism, is now losing billions in tourism revenue. Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport has seen its Canadian tourist numbers plummet by 70%. Concerns about healthcare costs and safety have driven away retirees who once filled the city each winter. The desert sun still shines, but the terminals are cold and empty. A city once seen as a winter paradise now feels more like a forgotten stopover. Boston Logan Airport, synonymous with education and history, is seeing fewer international students and cultural visitors. High tuition, visa hurdles, and competition from other countries are taking their toll. Boston, once a magnet for curious minds, now feels more like an empty library, its halls echoing with silence. Salt Lake City International Airport, a former transit hub, is fading fast. Flights from key cities are disappearing, and tourism in Utah is slipping away. As travelers opt for other destinations, Salt Lake risks becoming irrelevant on the U.S. aviation map. Charlotte Douglas International Airport, once a bustling domestic hub, now faces empty terminals and reduced flights. Airlines are cutting routes to focus on major hubs. Charlotte's fall signals a bigger shift in American travel habits: fewer fewer connections, more direct routes, and a shrinking middle-class traveler base. This isn't just about empty airports, it's about a fractured trust in America's tourism and travel industry. Inflation, safety concerns, and high costs have driven both tourists and Americans away from air travel. These airports are no longer symbols of connection, they're symbols of a broken promise. From JFK to Honolulu, from Orlando to Phoenix, airports once filled with excitement now stand in eerie silence. The question isn't just whether tourism will recover, it's whether America can rebuild the trust it has lost. Tell me, is your local airport busier, or have you noticed the same eerie emptiness? Let me know in the comments.